But I'm still going to start the intros this way, or I'll get your names mixed up. Vince Ferrara right here, Will West right here, Tyler Ivins right there. And it's all 99.1 The Sports Animal. We've got two more folks waiting in the wings to bring out here for you in just a second. All right, Tennessee's quarterback search came together quickly once Nico Iamaleava announced last Sunday that he was transferring to UCLA. As soon as we got off the air, boom, that gets done naturally. As we suggested on this show 3 weeks ago, that could basically be a swap, and it was. Wherever Nico goes, whoever he displaces could wind up here. That's what happened. Tennessee made a run, as we discussed last week, at Josh Heupel and some other guys. Hard to pry anybody out in April. So Joey Aguilar says, all right, I just transferred to UCLA from Appy State, and they've chosen Nico. I'm going in the portal. I'll wind up back at Tennessee. Let's go ahead and look at the numbers of these two guys. We can compare them. Up at the top, you've got Joey Aguilar's numbers in 2024 and 2023. I might have those reversed. Let me see here. The better year was...
No, I don't believe you do.
No,
Yeah,
I've got it right.
Yeah.
I've got it right.
Yep.
Yeah, so you would think it would be higher than lower. My apologies. 2024 for Aguilar, that's what he did at Appy State last year. Not as good. Very good the year before in 2023, and then you see Nico's numbers down there below. The interception number sticks out for Aguilar. Rushing numbers, kind of comparable to what you had with Nico. Yards per attempt, comparable. More overall passing yards for Aguilar than for Nico, but that's a major shift in who you're playing in terms of opponents. Aguilar started there for 2 years. Tyler, Aguilar, is he the starter? Is this a competition? This is a competition, but Aguilar is the leader in the clubhouse.
It's the third option. I'm glad you brought that one up. He is the leader in the clubhouse because dollar signs, because he has to be. If I'm Jake Merklinger, I'm going out there to try to win the job. If I'm George MacIntyre, I'm trying to go out there and win the job. It needs to be an open competition, as you've already pointed out. The 24 numbers, they're not mirror image of what you got in the 23. They used to always refer to him at App State when they would do the Sunbelt coverage on ESPN. Man, he's dangerous, Joey Aguilar. You don't want him to have the ball with 2 minutes to go. Oh, he might also throw the ball to the other team with 2 minutes to go. And you could see those numbers back and forth. The completion percentage, more comfortable 2 years ago. In a Josh Heupel system where you have to cut back on interceptions, and the system will help you a little bit with that. 14, you guys kind of already highlighted bold italics. Got to cut down on turnovers or they could see a switch at quarterback very quickly.
I don't think any starting quarterback in Heupel's system has ever had double-digit interceptions in a year. So part of that is the system, as we discussed a little bit last week. Will West, you agree? Is he the leader in the clubhouse, but it's not a done deal yet?
No, that's his job. If he loses that job, then that's on him. I don't think the staff is incredibly comfortable with Jake Merklinger right now being the quarterback. One thing I was told was he's a year behind Nico's development, not just in class, but he was a year behind where Nico was at the beginning of last year. So he is a work in progress. It's Joey Aguilar's job. If Joey Aguilar isn't the starting quarterback week 1 for Tennessee against Syracuse, that's a problem, and everyone should probably adjust their expectations.
Go ahead, Vince. You tell me your thoughts on this.
No, I agree with those guys. He is the
Well, no,
lead.
wait. We got one guy that says leader in the clubhouse. We got one guy that says it's a done deal.
Oh,
It's
okay.
Aguilar.
Well, no, I think he's a leader in the clubhouse, but I think it's a pretty big lead. I don't think it's a done deal. I don't think it's
Right, so we got three-
it's a fake competition or anything like that. Because we don't know if he's going to cut back on the interceptions, be able to run this offense like they want. And then the accuracy is another issue that overall, just not up to what these quarterbacks typically are in this offense. 14 total interceptions by Tennessee quarterbacks in Heupel's 4 years. He has 24. So, but I think they might also like that aspect of him, where he is a riverboat gambler. I had Tom Luganville on, and he called him a riverboat gambler, even sociopath, where he'll throw an interception, but he's just like quick to flush it and then get after it again.
That would be the opposite of Nico, who was probably a little too risk averse at times. But again, though, most coaches would prefer if you're going to be one of those things, give me the risk averse guy who's not going to get me beat. But we'll see. I think that the Merklinger isn't ready thing, or he's a year behind Nico. I just keep going back to Ainge and Schaefer. I go back to Manning and Stewart. These guys, Casey Clausen, some of these guys get thrown in there. I mean, then you look at Harrison Bailey. He was not ready. You look at other guys, they're ready. They don't look ready in August. They don't look ready in May. But if you throw them into a game, you might see something there. That's all. I'm not. I just think it's funny. Everybody's like, nope, he's not ready. It's over.
Well, that's just what they're saying.
No, I know.
Right? Yeah.
I know. And I find that I never heard the Philip Fulmer group saying, Stewart and Manning, Jesus, they are not ready. I don't remember that. So they didn't leak that out. I don't remember the talk with Ainge and Schaefer. Well, we're going with them, but man, they ain't ready. I just think it's interesting that UT's letting that leak out there. In terms of the Aguilar thing, when you look at what he did at Appy State, I don't know how much we can really combine because the system's different, but also the fact that he's got to learn this offense. That's not a small thing. I talked to Sterling Hinton this week on the Sports Source Digital Network. It's up there now. You can go find it. I asked him what's going to be tougher, learning the offense in a short time or getting on the same page with your offensive linemen and your receivers. And he kind of leaned in that direction as well. So you got two things you got to knock out here and be quick about it.
He's good, though. Like, he is a good quarterback. He gets the ball to his hands quickly. Appalachian State ran at about the same tempo Tennessee did last year, maybe a little faster, but not as fast as what Josh Heupel did when Hendon Hooker was there. Snapped the ball with 26, 27 seconds. It was a two-read system as well. So I don't think the learning curve's as high as far as for the system, because it isn't like what they're doing is rocket surgery out there, right? But getting on the same page with your receiver, because you both need to be reading the same thing, making sure your pass pro's where it is, because Cooper Mays isn't there to be your center anymore. To make sure he sets those things up. That's where the learning curve's going to come in.
Well, that's the other question in terms of tempo. If you want to get back to this offense is better when it's faster.
Correct.
All right, you got a new guy who's never run it. Well, he's run a tempo. We don't know. We haven't seen him in this one. So maybe he's fine in it. But you've also got a new center doing this, and these two haven't worked together. That concerns me a little bit. Let me quickly.
The only reason why I'm not in a complete agreement with Will is because, what are we, 124, 125 days until the Syracuse game? Yeah. He's taking online classes right now to try to graduate and transfer.
Yeah, he's not even done out there until early June.
So, I mean, unless he can get into the system and speed read through a playbook and go, we got it, let's dance, I don't know if I'm ready to say solidification.
Well, and it's funny. One of the things I asked Sterling was, how long before you become, you're supposed to be the leader. If you're the quarterback, you're at least the leader of the offense, if not the team. How long does it take you before you are ready to tell other guys, no, get on my page, do this? And he said, you better learn that offense first. You better know what's wrong before you tell other people they're doing it wrong. All this stuff is a little out there. My question would be this, though. I've heard a lot of people, you're high on him. And we did a thing on the digital network as well where you think he could be better than Nico was last year.
Short term.
Here's my question for that. Here's why maybe, certainly possible. I'm not going in that direction simply because UCLA has had this guy in their system. And they looked at him and they said, it's April. It's a bad time to switch quarterbacks. Let's get Nico. That is a concern. I don't see how Tennessee fans can ignore the fact that UCLA has seen this guy, and they've seen Nico, and they said, we'd rather have Nico. So I guess we're counting on them being idiots. Perfectly fine.
Or what fits what they do.
That makes me have a question mark.
I would say this. And J.D. Pickell said it better than I would have thought to say it, that if you're looking the ceiling for Nico's a 25-story building, Joey Aguilar's a 15-story building. Nico was living at floor 8. Joey Aguilar's living at floor 12. So he's a little bit ahead as far as what his development is right now in this system. If I was trying to do the Sark stuff where I want to push the ball downfield the way that they do, and I need those deep passes to be accurate, this guy is going to make some stupid throws, and he throws like my Meemaw. Like he does not have an arm, but that dude gets the ball to his hands very quickly.
And God bless your Meemaw.
Sounds fantastic.
Yeah,
disrespect to her.
Disrespect to Meemaw.
I think Deshaun Foster looks at this as he's going to get carte blanche and as much time to fix this program. And does he have a higher ceiling, as Will pointed out, with Joey Aguilar or Nico Iamaleava? I would have upgraded as well, no matter what the calendar said.
There you go. Upgraded. So here's my question. Last question.
Yeah.
Is Tennessee's quarterback, or did Tennessee upgrade or downgrade this spring? Their quarterback room was Iamaleava, Merklinger, and MacIntyre. Now it's Aguilar, Merklinger, and MacIntyre. Get back to me in November, we could sit here and say, much better. There's no question it could be much better. My question is right now, you think it's better?
No.
Okay.
I think not from a physical talent standpoint.
Yeah.
I would lean no because of the circumstance, not because of his potential.
That's true.
Yeah.
If you weren't moving in, if you've gotten him in December, which we'll get to later.
Yeah.
I'll sweep it. No, they're not better than when Nico left.
Okay. All right. So there's a challenge there.